tournament, so I was like, okay, let's go and
Also,
change it.
I think it's the score is very Nexus and UD favorites with those colors.
Ah, kind of. I blame Yavi for it, he was making it, I just reproposed it. So blame Yavi for liking all of this purple and stuff. But yeah,
Okay, so we're in the fourth game of Pepsi versus Nexus. On the top right we have Nexus picking UEF, and on the bottom left we have Pepsi picking UEF as well. So the first mirror matchup, I believe.
oh yeah, it is.
No, that was the first game.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Was
Darkfall.
Darkfall
Yeah,
also?
yeah. They were also UEF versus UEF.
Yeah.
Spamming triads in the middle.
Yeah, so this is a map that's probably Simon is weak. No. I mean, aside from the Tech 1 stage, Simon is probably weakest. Or maybe Seraphim, I'm not sure. Because if you zoom in enough, there's trees everywhere on this map. It's infested.
Yeah,
so we
that
need
is
to clean them
true.
up a little bit. That's the gameplay part. So the way you do your opening here is you rush the 4 max Hydro, and then like you see Pepsi do, you make 5 factories all for engineer spam. And they're all gonna make engineers to kill those nasty trees.
I hate to see that. The global warming is gonna be really bad on this map.
Nexus is doing a huge misplay. He's making 1 pigeon before his factory.
Oh, horrible.
He's gonna overflow that. What a fool.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many trees around that you could basically get off without building any pigeons, I guess.
Yeah, the issue though is you do need to expand on the map, and you will in the process run over all the trees. So eventually you do need to start making pigeons, because otherwise you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah, although it seems like Pepsi's also gonna go and make some T1 labs and scouts.
I like it.
Kill off the expanding engineers for Nexus, or maybe just kill the trees, who knows.
So yeah, this is a very, very, very macro-oriented map because of all the trees. You need good teching in the meantime as well. Did you swap the scene, by the way?
Yes, I did. Just a few minutes before. Although the first 30 seconds of the match were kind of scuffed.
Okay.
So the tradition was preserved.
Okay, good. Nice tradition. So yeah, so macroing attack moves engineers, macroing just scaling your build powers, and teching, and you do need to do everything. And you don't have infinite mass because they're trees, they're not ditch rocks you're working with. But yeah, it's quite a hard map to play because of that, I'd say.
Yeah, and it seems like MrBeast might actually be able to go and kill the expanding engineer on the right and left side, because the tank from Nexus is not gonna see the incursion happening.
Yep. Also, especially for UEF, early game raiding labs are strong as well, and it seems like at the current trajectory, all 3 labs will fight its targets.
Yep, Nexus is basically blind, not seeing anything. Well,
yeah,
he
and this
just spotted the engines now, I mean the labs, but it's too late for that. The damage has been done.
Oh, he left 1 engineer on 10 HP. The lab on the right side. Lab in the middle killed the engineer, but there's a tank now coming. The lab at the top is also gonna find an engineer kill. So he's killed 3 engineers so far. 2 engineers. 1 actually makes it out on 10 HP from Nexus.
Yep, although the T1 Max is also gonna go and fall down, so yeah.
Yeah. And now the labs are gonna go to the back. So early game labs are actually very strong. I mean, UEF labs are. This is where they shine anyway. The lab is gonna touch the tank. Yeah. No.
Oh, this is painful to
like,
see.
honestly, this is the type of map where you might just make 5 to 10 labs on average, and it will just be useful.
Yep.
Like you can see, like you can't have this many tanks everywhere to defend against them.
Yeah, and the enemies behind on the back are also gonna go and die right now. As we can see, not even gonna finish the factory. And the other lab is also unfortunately gonna go and fall down, as MrBeast forgot to go make a move order.
But this is very good damage, and what's more important is that on the back of this, Pepsi made 0 tanks, he's on 1 tank now, and Nexus is on 12 tanks. And all these tanks were around his base dealing with the raids. And,
Yeah, trying to find the incursions happening.
although Pepsi now needs to start making some units, because the tanks are gonna make their way to the other side of the map now.
Yeah, we can already see one of the Nexus tanks killing the engineer off on the bottom side, and now going straight forward to the clump of the engineers on the other side.
Yeah, Pepsi made a huge mistake though. He's now starting to build his first power, which is too late. The thing is, the map is like
Yeah, he's
like
already
you see,
stalling.
Well, he's kinda on the edge of things. He's making like 300 power income because of the trees, but you see, like his attack moved groups of like 6 engineers. They almost vaporize the trees around them, and then he needs to constantly move. Like they're about to go idle, and then he loses so much income as well. Like it's just at some point you can't completely rely on the trees.
Yeah, because they're
It's
always
too
gonna run
macro
out.
insensitive.
But yeah, when we look at the minimap, it actually seems like Nexus is actually on a better position when it comes to the map control and just plain expansions.
He is, but early game it's not that important. Well, Nexus just queued up all the Nexus everywhere, which of course is very useful. But Pepsi is on a lot more reclaim. Nexus is on 29k E reclaim, while Pepsi is on 45k. Pepsi is also on. He's nearing 6k mass reclaim, while Nexus is on 4k.
Yeah, but Pepsi is also stalling 400 mass per second, I mean energy per second, so yeah, it's really
Yeah.
bad for him now.
This is exactly what I mean with you need to, like, at minute 3 or something start scaling your power, but he started to doing it at minute 4.5 or something, which is just too late.
Yeah, but we can also see a quite aggressive drop coming up from Nexus on the right side, where he will go and secure the Formex expansion in the right bottom corner.
Yeah, although that's where I guess both ACUs walk there.
Yeah, that is true, but having this expansion secured faster can actually mean that the ACU from Nexus can go and walk through the middle here instead of having to go and protect that.
Okay, Nexus is also on the cusp of stalling. He's barely holding on at this point, but factory-wise, there's 19 factories for Nexus versus 25 for Pepsi. Pepsi finally kind of finished his E-stall by mass stalling instead, so that's nice from him.
Yeah, although it seems like when it comes to the mass generation, they're actually quite even.
Tank count is also very similar at this point, so Pepsi luckily kind of recovered. I was a bit afraid sometimes you can spiral into this E-stall where you can't get out and then you just lose on the spot.
Oh yeah, that is true. It
fuck
can
it
be
up.
disgusting. Where you basically are trying to go and build the pigeons, but pigeons require energy and it basically spirals out of control.
Pepsi has 115 engineers, Nexus has 88, so I think that's mostly due to the early labs. That's just snowballed it like that. It forced Nexus to make some more tanks as well, which snowballed the early engineers.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Although there's quite a lot of idle engineers from Pepsi at this point.
Yeah, but I really like that both players are still trying to go and ride with some random tanks here and there, as Nexus is doing on the bottom and Pepsi on the top side.
Yeah, they're definitely finding a few engineer kills. I am very curious when we will see the first Tech 2 factory. I think it's definitely at this point time to rush one out. Nexus already has one, it makes sense. Pepsi, I don't see it quite yet though. He's going Tech 2 air, but I think you both have to go Tech 2 air and Tech 2 land.
Yeah, that's true. You cannot rely on such a map on a single T2 factory, or rather a type of factory, so yeah. Especially as you have, when you can actually get both pillars and the Janus to go and kill the enemy spam, so yeah. Or at least I think that Janus could be quite nice on this map.
Yeah, I mean, both that but also Stingers should do pretty decent here for the next 4 minutes. A few cheap Stingers to just kill some raiding tanks, just to consolidate. There's a nice 4-tech on raiders for Pepsi, all very close proximity. Like at some point, like just 2-tech to radars on both the sides, like one a bit to the top left of various SUs and on the same on the other side, and you have great map vision here.
Actually, there is 6 of them. Man is just making radars everywhere. But to
Oh,
be
yeah,
honest, I
true.
like it way more than making the T2 Raider, because T2 Raider is just so expensive compared to making a few T1.
It's not true.
How? It takes like what, 200 energy per second compared to 10 or 20?
150.
Yeah, but you can
But
just make a few small ones.
yeah, but a single Tech 2 radar is as expensive mass-wise as 2 Tech 1 radars.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So even though the cost of the E is a lot higher, I mean, instead of these, how many is it? Instead of these 4 Tech 1 radars, you can have 1 Tech 2 radar.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's
basically you can
half
just
as
make
cheap.
2 raiders on the middle, in the right and the left corner, and you will have the whole map covered with 2
Also,
of
you
them.
just see more with the Tech 2 radars,
Yep.
so that's why it's better. So yeah, so far the main difference is that Nexus dropped the bottom right, but he didn't. He just made some factories there. He didn't really establish it under his control. There's raids everywhere. There's actually a lot of raiding at the top now by Pepsi. That's gonna kill a lot of engineers in the middle. Nexus is stalling quite badly for a second. He's also rushing Tech to Air now, probably because he saw the Tech to Air from Pepsi. So that's a good quick transition from him.
Yep, a nice response.
And meanwhile, I mean, how many pillars do we have? 6 pillars for Nexus. Well, Pepsi is on 124 tanks, no land scouts, no arties, just tanks, no AA either.
Well, he's a man with a mission. Just make as many tanks as you can and run over the enemy. Although we can also see that he actually made stingers out of the factory,
Yeah.
using them to go and kill
I'm not
the
sure.
little radars that belong to Nexus. And I really like the placement of those radars. They're basically built on the little hills here.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Although at this point, I mean, what I really want to see from Pepsi is he needs to eco a bit. I don't see any tech to Nexus. Nexus is making a few, but Pepsi is floating 3k mass, so he has the opportunity to make some eco. Also, I want to see tech 3 transition. I think he should. Yeah, okay, that's literally what he's doing right now. He's skipping tech 2 completely. He just goes tech 2 into straight tech 3 and Titan spam. Like, at this point, when your opponent already has a pillar advantage, it's not gonna be too useful to transition like that. He's going with his stingers through the
Yeah, he
place
went
of
to the
map
right
with the
side.
most
to go
AA.
and-
I'm not sure. There's already multiple Tech 1 AAs out and so much production. I guess.
No, they can still chew through this because there is no flak or anything, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess. So.
And the T1 AA is just not enough to go and build the stingers, it seems.
Look at this FTX. This Stinger had 500 mass kills.
Holy hell!
And
What will we
he
say
didn't
now?
focus the last AA, man. Okay, there we go. So he uses all his tanks to do that, but meanwhile the front is quite open. He's
Yeah,
also
Nexus is
destalling
also
very
using this to
badly.
go and make a small push with the left side.
He's only now building his second PGen, but basically with almost no assistance. He's also spamming Janus, but he only has 12 inches compared to the 28 from Nexus. Nexus is the one with more air, actually.
Yeah, and he's stalling really hard, 1000 energy per second. Which is
Yeah,
still
like
not that good.
he
But
really
it seems like
underbuilt
the
his speed.
stingers are paying off.
Well, it's actually very dangerous for him at the moment because he doesn't have air, but Nexus doesn't realize that. So, and the stingers are kind of supposed to defend him against until he has Titans, right?
Yeah, that
but
is true.
you know, he's being aggressive with them. Like I think he should kind of try to consolidate on his eco, and his raid on the right side actually completely failed because of the PD and just the production from Nexus.
Yep, and it seems like the raids from Pepsi are never gonna go and stop, as we can see 2 lone tanks still harassing the behind, and they're gonna kill upgrading T2 Max,
Oh,
which is very nice.
well, he's on engineer priority, so.
I mean, does it really matter? He can kill the engineers and then kill the Max after it upgrades us a little bit more to add insult to injury.
The engineers will finish the PD, I think.
I don't think so. They're
It's gonna be
basically dead,
close.
depending on how good the walls are at defending.
It's because the tanks weren't focused
Oh
on the
no,
single
the walls
engineers.
will save them.
It's still decent value for the tanks. The big important difference though, well, Nexus is on 4 Tech 2 Maxes right now, Pepsi is still on 0 Tech 2 Maxes. At least Pepsi finished his power stall. The
Yeah, that
Nexus
is
has a
great.
lot more Maxes out on the map though. And there's still so much reclaim on the map, so many trees everywhere. Especially the top left and bottom right corner.
Yeah, no one was
Look at
reclaiming
these
there.
engineers from Pepsi in the southeast of his ACU. They are putting the Brazilians to shame, man.
Those people are on a mission. And no tree will stay alive.
Oh my god. But look at the tanks from Nexus, that's so much death. What can a man do?
Not to mention there are even pillars coming in, so yeah, goodbye engineers. The trees will be saved.
50 engineers. 50 engineers. He still needs another T2 gen. Pepsi is on the cusp of power stalling again. Stinger at the top is finally getting cleaned up, but it's got 700 mass kills.
Yep, all of the intis are gonna go and finish them off though. There's many of them responding.
So there's the tax-free rush from Nexus as well. He actually is on the finishes at the same time as Pepsi, and so he didn't go for mass pillar spam. At this point though, I think what both need to do is they need to consolidate and reclaim a lot of their useless Tech 1 factories, because they still have like 30 Tech 1 land factories each, and aside from the front ones, or like some making Tech 1 artisan engineer, it's no more time to build Tech 1 tanks, it's just a mass waste at this point.
Yeah, that is true. You wanna go for the either T2 or T3 units at this position.
Because if you check the mass count, Pepsi has 6k mass units, and Nexus has 11k. So it's looking pretty dangerous, and Inti wise, Nexus is ahead on Pepsi, but actually there's a lot of Janus. I missed
Yeah,
that.
but I don't think it's enough Janus to actually go in with the fight.
It's enough to make it at the very least even, but you can also still do some damage with the Janus like he's doing right now.
Yeah, he's just trying
Thing
to go
is,
and play safe.
generally, defensive Janus are a lot worse than offensive Janus. But I guess he's dealing with it from here. So yeah, like I think he still should have, like, it's a lot easier to do it with some stingers. Like send like 2 stingers to the top left to deal with this raid and 1 to the bottom right.
Yeah, especially as fighter bombers tend to go off on their own way, God knows where, after killing stuff. So you always have to go and basically babysit them, but Nexus is making a really
Okay,
brave
big
push in the
Janus
middle.
attack on the, yeah, big Janus attack on the push on Nexus. Half of them didn't actually drop. I think he stopped micro the midway. That's never mind. That's a good loss. I think what he does need though is a air staging to repair the Janus when they get damaged from flak.
Yeah, that is true. Especially as he will have to keep on responding to the land army from Nexus more and more, as he basically doesn't have the land units to go and deal with
Look
them.
at the mass stuff from Pepsi. Look at the E stuff from Nexus.
What is happening?
They're both fucked on their ecoing.
Oh
This is
yeah,
what makes
because
map-
Nexus is just like building the T2 pigeons
The
with
Janus
all
in
power.
middle, no! He's gonna lose 3. Because he can't turn around and fight there. Yeah, he lost 3, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that could have been much worse, so not the worst position.
There's a few raiding titans in the back of Nexus's base, but Nexus has random PDs everywhere, which actually... Yes! He has 17 PDs spread all around the map, Nexus that is. It's because you have this many engineers as well, so this will actually be a bit of a mass donation.
I mean,
Pepsi,
considering how you... I mean, not really, but Pepsi was basically always trying to make a runway here and there. I can understand why there is so many of them.
Yeah. Actually, the Titans still got a lot of mass kills, and they only leave 300 mass behind, so... I guess it's still worth it. I think you should be able to kill at least 2 more Tech-2 Maxes there.
Yeah, no, that's true.
There's a lot of engineers as well.
Oh, Janus is dropping bombs again on the middle. This time on the Titans.
Yeah, like this is one of the issues with Janus. Like it's just you also have to babysit them brutally. It's gonna kill another Tech-2 Max. Never mind, this is doing way more damage than I initially thought. And he's still like getting away with it.
Yep, he
like,
can keep on running. There is no stingers to anything
They're being
as a
chased by
response.
a Percy. That's not gonna catch up, man.
Not to mention there is more T2 Maxes here, waiting to be killed.
Yeah.
So these Titans are really proving to be effective.
But still, look at the mass income difference. Nexus is still on.
I mean,
11
Nexus is
Tech-2
basically
Maxes.
double the mass.
Pepsi has one Tech 2 max.
Oh god.
He never made maxes, and he's still spamming 50 mass per second from his Tech 1 factories. Like, well, he's mass spamming engineers from them, from almost every factory. But you don't need that many engineers at this point anymore, because it's like 50 mass per second for that. Like, it's not worth it at this point. Okay, the Titans finally fall, but that was a lot of damage. Not only the eco damage, but also he just kept Nexus with the army busy for. He got 4 Titans and the pretty busy.
Yeah, it basically bought enough time for the Titans from Pepsi to go and clean up this position here on the right side. Because Nexus army was just basically running like headless chicken.
Yeah, finally he manages to kill that, which was dropped by Nexus 10 minutes ago. And that's a nice way. Like, the corners aren't... You don't have them for the Nexus. You have them for, well, the reclaim early on, and the longer the game goes on. You just have them for map control and just general vision. Which is what makes them really important. Like, as long as Nexus has the bottom right corner, it just means that that he shouldn't be afraid of any push from there into his main base, because you can just see it coming miles away. But Pepsi is now going for a push with the Titans on the right side. I'm not sure if this is good. It's 8 Titans. He has no intel. It's so I wouldn't do this. It's gonna be a mass nation.
Yeah, it's quite a scary move, to be honest, to be doing this.
And he should have just continued clearing the entire bottom right. Like, there's some bursts coming as well from next.
But yeah, thankfully he's gonna realize that this is a bad idea and fall back.
He only lost
2 of them, so yeah,
Titans.
not bad.
Could have been a lot worse. The same rate at the top of the map and not the 2 Titans. The Janus, so far, didn't really contribute much. Like, well, some have quite a bit of mascot, but it's...
Although actually, isn't Nexus on the T3 air now, or...? No, he's not going for it yet. He just made a T3 pigeon next to the...
Yeah, I think it's a bit... he should be like on the cusp of having a new word. It's to make the T3 mix.
I mean, he could actually do just fine without it, to be honest, when looking at the energy score.
True, but it's more the mass cost. Like, you need to invest a 3k plus mass into the air HQ, and then well, I guess he has so many intis, he can just make a few tech 2 gunships. But still, like a single tech 2 gunship, therefore the first one costs 4.5k mass. That's a lot of mass.
Yep.
On 150 income.
Although the payoff can be actually quite nice, because T3 gunships are very tanky, so you can just use them to kill off the flak in the land armies and then kill the land units. And considering the amount of intis that Nexus have, there is basically no way that Pepsi can contest the airfight.
Yeah, Pepsi is still spamming so much Tech 1 so many engineers he's still making.
Yeah, he should really reclaim some of those T1 factories.
And he's actually behind on reclaim at this point. Even though, well, mostly because Nexus got a lot more on the bottom right. And also, if you fight, like the earlier fight from 5 minutes ago to bottom right, there was a big mass donation.
Yeah, they were all going to Nexus.
And Pepsi is trying to be the aggressive one, which he should be because of how much less.
Yeah, he's on the back foot, to be honest, so he have to go and try to grab as much wins as he can.
Every big difference though is Nexus has 8 Titans and 14 Percies, well there's 30 Titans from Pepsi. But he's running, and any Percy he runs into is very, very bad. Like, he just needs to maximize on his maneuverability, but what he needs for that is good intel, and right now
he doesn't have it at all.
He keeps pushing in without good intel.
He's basically blind on the other side of the map, where Nexus resides.
Yeah, so
like
he takes good fights as long as he dodges the bursts.
Yeah, but he keeps on raiding the same side again and again, and Nexus, knowing about it, is just not making any T2 maxes there or anything. He didn't even rebuild the T1 maxes there in this position.
Yeah, but he was trying. I think this is a fine raid, and as long as he doesn't overextend. Like, he still kills 2 maxes there. He's gonna kill all the build power, like, he's not gonna get the PD online. I think
he should really go and grab these Titans and run back to the left side.
I think this army now should move to the left though. Like, I think committing to the right side is... He already did good damage. Just clean up the top left, just try to choke out Nexus more and more. And the same thing happens for the bottom right. His earlier Titan, he could have killed the entire bottom right. And that... It's just so annoying to deal with as Nexus because you have slow Perseus, you can't respond to anything.
Oh, and by the way, is it me dying or what? Because sometimes it just sounds really muffled.
My mic?
Yes?
I know. I don't know why it does that.
Oh, maybe it's just dying or something.
Yeah, it would surprise me. It's like 5 years old at this point.
But yeah, Pepsi actually recognized that this is a really bad idea to keep on pushing to the right side. As we can see, the Titans are gonna go and move to the left.
He does kill 2 Perseus though, with some Titans in mid that overextended. And I really like that Pepsi realized that he should dodge that. But again, look at the mass incomes. Like, Pepsi is actually getting good fights now. Another 2 Titans, 2 Perseus at the bottom right. It gets swarmed by some Titans.
Yep. He's really getting a good micro choices, but the macro, the echo building is just lagging behind. Like, the wall game, he was like on half the mass income.
Yeah,
and it's
there's
getting
the tech
worse
tree
and
from
worse.
Nexus. And there's the first broadsword. And Pepsi is on a grand total of 12 inties. Pepsi is stalling 2.5 KE per second and 250 mass per second. Oh my god, what am I looking at?
Maybe that's why he doesn't have the mass income.
Now all of a sudden his Titans are...
Oh no, he's not even trying to make the T3 pigeon yet.
Wait, did he make an accidental Omni? What else could be...
No, he doesn't have Omni or anything. I think it's just basically Titans. He have what, 23 of them?
No, that's only minus 600E. The thing is, he can't fight with his units now because he doesn't have shields. I think he made an accidental Omni.
No, I don't see Omni anywhere.
Well, you don't, if you see his POV, you don't see it because he's E-stalling, right?
No, I would still see it.
Oh.
I would still see the Omni range and stuff, but I only see the T2 Raiders and nothing more.
I don't understand. Where is he spending his E on?
Oh, you know what? It's the T3 factories and stuff. Each one of them is basically 250,000, making Perseus and stuff, so yes.
Yeah, but how... Like, I assume he didn't E-stall earlier, because otherwise he would have adjusted earlier. So all of a sudden he's stalling 3000 E per second.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you can also see that the result of T3 factory is being assisted, so I think that's where the energy is going. Land units might not cost much energy, but when you actually make 10 of them at the same time, it will add up. And yeah, finally, we can actually see Nexus going really hard on the T3 gunships, going to go and kill some of the Percivals belonging to MrBeast.
Oh no, those are the only Perseus he has. No, the first 3 Perseus. I think this is, especially with that E-stall, it's almost game over. Because,
yeah,
I mean,
we can see that Nexus is snowballing from it. Like, look at the Percy army trailing behind the gunships. There is how many
like
of them? 15? No, 13 Perseus and a bunch of units, so yeah.
Nexus land army is twice as large as Pepsi's is, plus he has twice as much eco, plus he has twice as much air.
Yep.
More than twice as much air.
That's like triple or even quadruple the air.
Yeah.
If you don't count the Janus as like 3 inties or something.
Okay, Pepsi did fix his E-stall, but he's...
It might be too late.
Yeah.
Because there is no response for the gunships or anything. There's a few flag coming in, but T2 flag versus T3 gunships? That's not gonna work out unless you have a bunch of them.
I love how Nexus decides to not defend the gunships. It's very kind.
Yeah, I think he's just looking at the other
Oh,
stuff.
because the Janus went for a counter-attack. That's actually a good move. I like that.
Although I don't think it's gonna kill the pigeon or anything. It's not enough of them.
I don't think it's gonna kill the pigeon, but this allowed all the gunship to be chased away because Nexus screwed up his macro. And it actually almost kills the pigeon. It's on. Actually, Nexus might accidentally reclaim it.
Let's see if he will see it or not. No, he's repairing it. He realized.
These inties are gonna kill this broadsword, man. They're so close.
Yeah, a single broadsword is gonna go and fall down. Although
Like
he's also gonna lose quite a few interceptors by doing so.
Those suiciding Janus actually bought him valuable time. But will it still be enough?
No, I don't think so. Just look at the left side, which is being overrun right now by units. As Pepsi had to go and move all of his land forces to the right side to defend against the other incursions. And now the gunships are just gonna go and finish off what was started on the left side.
Yeah, it looks really bad at this point. I think the main issue is he just forgot to eco. If he had the mass earlier, like he was floating 3k mass for quite a bit. If he just slowly started making Nexus with that, he could be on the same eco as Nexus.
Yeah, there was no need to assist. The Nexus just plop one T2 max after another when you see you have some mass floating. And just they would be finished. But yeah, those T3 gunships are really putting work.
2 ASF outs now, but I love how the gunships again aren't being protected. So if 3 ASF are just killing them all.
Yeah. Nexus is just not... No, never mind, the ASF are finally on the move to go and intercept the Pepsi's ASF. Although I would say that the gunships already did their job, considering just how much mass they killed.
I don't think so. Like,
I mean, one have 2,000, the other one have 3k killed.
Yeah, but you're not counting the dead gunships in the mass station. He killed like 4 tech 2 Nexus for 6 tech 3 gunships. That's 9k mass worth of gunships.
Yeah, but that's also APM drain and stuff, where Nexus can just basically keep on choking him with the land
Yeah,
units.
but I don't think at this point that's good enough. The thing is, in combination with the land assault, that will deny Pepsi from grabbing the reclaim.
Did he just snipe a T1 max with TML? Yes, he did.
What?
Nexus basically have T1 maxes that are capped here on the right side. And then Pepsi is sniping them all.
A nice one. But yeah, look at the HQ from Pepsi is dead to this Titan, right? And that's gonna be it. There's no eco, there's no units.
That's basically gonna be game over, because without T3 HQ it's basically no way to defend. Oh, also, while I can, I would like to point out just how good the new shaders look on the game. Thanks to Jeep and everyone else who was working on it, on the PBR shaders.
I don't notice those things.
I mean, I can see them just fine on my screen. Where the factories and everything is looking so nice, as Pepsi's gonna go and eject in this game.
I don't see a difference compared to how it used to be.
Really?
I don't. Maybe I saw it in the moment it swapped, but then within one day I get used to it. I do see a bigger difference on the Seraphim units though, but on UEF...
I mean, you actually have to go and zoom in quite closely to pay attention to the details, so yeah. And you don't do that often, from what I know.
No.
You are the zoom out guy. But yeah, it seems like Nexus is gonna quite easily take this game as a win.
So yeah, it's 2-2.
Yep, we're gonna go to the game number 5. Someone please play Silver Scrapes. Or is it only a league thing?
Play what?
Silver Scrapes.